Welcome to News and Brews with the Times, where we spill the tea on what's happening in Hall County, Georgia. It's June 23rd, 2025. We've got news about the Books A Million that's moving, a barbecue restaurant that failed its inspection, a new equality festival coming to Gainesville, and a new program at Brenau to fill teacher shortages. Plus, which are the most dangerous intersections in Hall County? We'll let you know. Good morning, I'm Shannon Casas.
And I'm Stacy Smith. We'll also be talking with reporter Jeff Gill about the grand opening of the new Kubota plant. Grab your favorite cold brew, as it's going to be a hot one this week, and take a sip as we guide you through what's been happening in Hall County. You can also find all of these stories online at the link in our show notes. Thanks for joining us, Jeff.
Thank you.
You reported on one of our most read stories this week. Tell us more about the big Books A Million move.
Books A Million is moving to another Gainesville shopping complex to make way for the upcoming redevelopment of Lakeshore Mall.
How exciting.
Yeah, I know people have been wondering what was going to happen to the Books A Million in particular. There's not a whole lot of reasons people go to Lakeshore these days, but that may be one of them. So where is it moving?
It's moving to Village Shops of Gainesville. It's off Dawsonville Highway. A lot of big anchors there like Publix, Old Navy.
Okay, that one.
Yeah. And Party City occupied one corner of the shopping center, and that's where they're going to.
Yeah. So how is that space compared in size to the current space? 'Cause I feel like it might be a little bit smaller, just like visually, thinking of, where it is now to what used to be Party City. Do we know?
No, it's a good question. I have several questions, actually. I'd like to know, one of the most basic things is when they hope to open over there, but I haven't been able to reach anybody with corporate yet. And when I call the store, they refer me to corporate, and I just haven't been reaching
Playing
them.
it close to the vest.
Yeah, it's usually hit or miss, I feel like, with the corporate PR folks.
Yeah. It can be busy for them, I guess. But so anyway, well, hopefully we'll get answers later, and we'll keep on that, covering it. As soon as we learn, when they're opening, we'll report that.
A Buford barbecue restaurant was cited for poor hand washing, poor general cleanliness, having a dog hanging out in the kitchen, and they failed their health inspection with a 54 out of 100.
Oof, that's rough. Which restaurant is this? Where is it?
Black Pig BBQ and Grill down in Buford off of Linear Islands Parkway. It sounds like it's kind of a little hole-in-the-wall place.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
I hadn't either. So
there was a dog in the kitchen?
Right. So that was one of the things that they were cited for. Dog and dog bowl in the kitchen. So like I said, kind of hole in the wall, like mom and pop kind of place. And that kind of thing didn't fly with the health inspectors.
Yeah, I can see that. A lot of people have, personal preferences in their own home about having dogs in the kitchen. So that's I would probably wouldn't want that in a restaurant.
Do we know if the dog was the pet of the owner or anything like that? If it's a pet?
We don't know for sure because our reporter wasn't able to talk with the owner, hasn't been able to track him down. So everything we know is from the inspection itself.
Yeah.
I would imagine it probably was his dog since there was a water bowl in there too. Like, you're not just inviting any strays when you're running a business into the kitchen.
Hopefully not.
And wonder too if the dog was maybe, what do you call those animals that are medically necessary?
Service animal.
Service animal, thank you.
Yeah, there wasn't anything in the kitchen inspection about that. And I think the owner did take the dog out when requested. Some of the other violations, though, were a lot of hand washing issues and just general cleanliness. So things like handling raw pork and then touching other surfaces without washing hands.
Oh, that's bad. That can be dangerous.
Yeah, I don't do that on my kitchen.
No, I think I wash my hands like 100 times when I do that.
Yes.
So hopefully these are some things that he can resolve. Do we ever follow up on kitchen inspections, like to see when they get retested?
We do. So we report kitchen inspections very regularly. And if he's re-inspected, then we would report whatever that next score is and whether he can reopen.
Cool.
Hall County and the municipalities received $240,000 in 2023, and they used that money to complete a safety action plan. As part of that, they identified some of the most dangerous intersections in Hall County and came up with a list of proposed projects.
What does the plan include?
It's a pretty long list, actually. Here's a few. Pedestrian crossing improvements in downtown Gainesville, lighting improvements on Georgia 365.
Oh, needed.
Yeah, roundabouts at E. Butler Parkway, Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, and Athens Street. There's a few more.
Ooh, interesting.
Is the roundabout at Green Street still on the table?
Yes.
I know you've reported about that before.
Yes. I haven't done a story lately, but the last time we wrote about it was a couple of years ago, and they're still going. I think it's going to be pushed off maybe a couple of years, like 2027 or something like that.
Okay. So what were some of those most dangerous intersections?
Atlanta Highway at a couple of intersections, including Thurman Tenner Parkway in Flowery Branch. It's a pretty big one. Cornelia Highway at Athens Street, Cornelia Highway at Lula Road, Candler Road, a few intersections there, and E. Butler Parkway at Martin Luther King Jr. Drive.
That's a bad one. And that's the one you said they're planning a roundabout for?
I believe so. Yes, it's on the list. Yes. One thing you notice when you look at this list, there's some common.
Yeah.
Like Candler Road shows up on their list like 3 times. Leland Road, Silverwood Drive, and Construction Drive. So that is a busy road, Georgia 60 Candler Road, heavily industrial road.
Mm-hmm.
So do we have any idea of when they'll move forward on these projects, or do they have funding?
Don't see where they have funding yet, or like a plan, like a schedule or timetable for improvements yet.
So hopefully our reporter will follow up with some more information on that. This is kind of, they just voted, I think, last week on the
right on
plan.
on the plan. Yeah, just I guess sort of the plan and concept.
So
And,
we'll have more coming soon on that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of details in this story that we didn't get to about like some specific data, right?
Yeah, the traffic fatalities by year, I think, are included in there, along with that full list of the dangerous intersections and the full project list. A new Equality Fest will be coming to Gainesville later this year. So this will be a brand new event coming to the Midland Greenway area.
When is it coming?
It's scheduled for September 13th.
Okay, what kind of things will they have?
So it is celebrating LGBTQ plus pride. It'll include things like drag shows, DJs, live music, dancing, food trucks, artists, vendors, just kind of your whole festival atmosphere.
Who's organizing this?
The person's name is Lee Fisher, maybe better known under the performing name Mona Lott. Mona Lott has done several drag shows in the area that we've reported on.
Is it a local resident?
I believe so. Mona Lott actually comments on our stories sometimes, especially if they have to do with these particular topics. Been pretty active in the area.
Have they organized any other kind of events like this, or is this their first one?
As far as something on this scale, I think it's the first time. Like I said, there have been some drag shows in the area before, but nothing like a festival.
What has been the community's reaction on social media?
It is often divisive, but there's actually been a lot of support on both Facebook and Instagram in the comments. So I'm sure there are mixed feelings about it, but a lot of those commenting are happy to see this come to the area. Brenau University is partnering with 4 area school districts to help fill teacher shortages. Those school districts include Gainesville and Hall, along with Forsyth and Buford.
So how is Brenau helping with the teaching shortage?
They developed a program they're calling Tiger Teach, Tiger being the Brenau mascot.
Cute.
It's a program with a lot of virtual learning, but 1 in-person meeting per semester. And then they're offering a discount to employees of the school district who are not certified, but the school system can identify those people who would be good candidates for the program.
So essentially it's training new teachers.
Correct.
Is it qualifying them as well?
Yeah, so it would be they could go after an undergraduate or graduate degree from their college of education and then be certified to teach.
Oh, that's awesome. When do the courses start?
They've actually already started up in May, but then they'll be adding more students in the fall. Jeff, you've got a big event coming up this week. Tell us more about the Kubota grand opening.
So on Tuesday, Kubota will be opening yet another plant off Georgia 365 in Northeast Hall County. This will be a plant that will produce front-end loaders. It's a $190 million investment. There's going to be about 500 employees. So they'll be having a big ceremony to open the plant. Governor Kemp is on the program. He'll be speaking along with some Kubota bigwigs, including the president of Kubota.
Kubota's definitely had a big presence in the community. How long have they been here?
Since 1988.
Wow. That is longer, I think, than I realized. And how many plants do they currently have? This will be number what?
So Kubota started with 38 employees and 60,000 square feet. In 37 years, they've grown to 3,000 employees and over 3 million square feet on 3 campuses.
Yeah, that's definitely a big economic impact for our area.
Yeah, they're always a big mention in the economic growth development meetings that the chamber put on.
So Governor Kemp will be here, all of these Kubota folks.
Right.
I kind of looked over the program. It looks like it'll be kind of something fun to cover.
Mm-hmm.
I think the program included entertainment like speed painting and then some
Mhm.
barbecue.
Fun.
And so what is that like when you go out to an event like that? Like what does it look like for a reporter?
Just a lot of people. I mean, seriously, there's a lot of dignitaries there. I run into a lot of people that I know, just ordinary that I see just doing stories. It's a who's who, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
So what's your goal going into that event? Like who are you trying to talk to? How do you cover something like that?
Try to get a lay of the land, I guess, a little bit, see where I am and what's around me, the surroundings, and who are the people there, and who are the people I need to talk to, particularly for the story. I might see someone like Tim Evans, for example, with the chamber, and talk to him a little bit about the economic impact of this project. Would be one way to go.
Have you talked with these Kubota bigwigs before?
I have not, actually. Mm-mm.
And you're going to try to talk to Governor Kemp?
Give it a shot. I just had one memory actually at the groundbreaking for this same plant. This is a ribbon cutting, so it's ready to operate. But when they had the groundbreaking a couple of years ago, Governor Kemp was there for that as well, actually, and Governor Dill was there. So I was able to see them both. Actually, I did a little video of them meeting and seeing each other. It's kind of a neat thing.
Do you ever get like kind of starstruck? Not like they're celebrities, but just having to talk to people like that big.
Yeah. I wouldn't say starstruck. No, it's
I feel like I would be nervous at least.
Yeah, I mean, like with Governor Dill, for example, I've talked to him many times, really over the years, from when he was a congressman to governor and all that. So I just know him actually at this point.
Ooh.
I don't mean to say. I'm not saying that.
What about Governor Kemp?
Not as much. I mean, he's approachable and all that when he's at public events, and so there's not that any kind of distance between him and reporters, I guess. But I haven't really gotten to know him. So,
but he's fairly open with the press.
Yeah. I feel like he's approachable and will answer questions. He doesn't push them away or any of that kind of thing.
Of course, this is good news too. So it's not like you're pressing him on something. It's celebrating something big in our community.
Yeah. Governor Kemp is really big on economic development projects, and we see just a kind of a steady, seems like over his term, kind of a steady stream of announcements on economic projects. So this is really in his wheelhouse.
So they'll all be speaking at the event. I imagine you kind of quote from that and then
Right.
try to catch up with them after the fact.
Sure, if there's, and they don't say all the things I want them to say sometimes, so I have to ask them questions afterwards, so to tie up a loose end or whatever, and just describe the scene. It's important to explain what's there, who's there, that kind of thing.
Do you have any questions already prepared in your mind of what you want to find out?
I guess the main questions we've sort of really covered. The main thing is the number of people working there. I mean, that's a big employment thing. I guess as we're speaking about it here, factor into all of this is the inland port, which is under construction, probably just maybe a mile or less than a mile away from this facility. I'm just wondering if that might have any, it might be connected in some way to the new plant in terms of what, they produce. Will there be anything coming through the inland port, in other words, that they would need to ship in or out, I guess, from there?
That's a great question.
Yeah. Just us talking about it makes me think about that, actually. So that's one angle that they haven't covered anywhere, but that might be something to talk about in the story.
And I know there'll be a self-guided tour, at least for those attending. Do you plan to do a tour? Do you know if they're going to allow photos inside the facility, anything like that?
As obviously they'll allow us to be there to take pictures of the ceremony and all that kind of thing. It's actually kind of a good question about whether they will let us tag along. I probably could go along for the tour. I don't know what their photography rule is. Should check into that.
Yeah, I know I've done tours before of facilities here in town that, they have certain equipment and things in there that they
proprietary
information that they don't want photos out there.
That's definitely something we'll need to check on.
Yeah,
sure.
So our photographer Scott Rogers is going with you as well?
He is, yes. Yep.
Well, that's definitely big news for the community, so something to check out this week.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be up on the website on Tuesday.
That's right, yeah. My plan is to, as soon as I can after the tour and all that, or the visit there, to come back and write the story. It'll be out Tuesday.
Thanks, Jeff.
You're welcome.
You can learn more about that and any of the stories we've talked about today at the link in our show notes. And if you've got any news tips, questions about the Kubota story or anything else, you can email us at podcastadmin@gainesvilletimes.com. Join us again next week and invite your friends.